The story begins with Debbie, who gets paroled after 5 years in prison for theft. The police are cautious about releasing her, especially since Daniel was a notorious thief. Before she leaves, Debbie promises to live an honest life and find a stable job. However, as soon as she gets out, she immediately goes back to her old ways. She breaks into a high-end boutique to grab expensive items, and then she pretends to return them. Even though she doesn't have a receipt, she still leaves the store with the merchandise. With the cunning of a professional thief, she easily steals many other valuable items. Afterward, Debbie visits a 5-star hotel even though she doesn't have any money. Taking advantage of the receptionist's distraction, she fakes a cancelled flight and claims a recently vacated room. Meanwhile, the story shifts to Lou, who is Debbie's former partner. After Debbie went to prison, the two went their separate ways, but one day Lou receives a text. Before this meeting, Debbie visits her only relative's grave and meets an older man. Soon, Lou appears, and the duo leaves together. On the road, Debbie reveals her ultimate plan before retiring, which is to steal a Cartier diamond necklace worth $50 million. Lou is completely shocked because the necklace is kept in a vault 15 meters underground. However, Debbie assures her that they don't need to break in, because the necklace will appear right in front of them. Even though she doesn't fully understand, Lou decides to trust her. The next day, Debbie meets her ex-boyfriend at an art gallery, and she threatens him with a plastic knife. This action seems meaningless, but it is actually a crucial part of her plan. Eventually, Debbie takes Lou to the museum where the necklace will be displayed. Facing the strict security system, Lou worries the heist will require a huge crew, but Debbie explains she has a lean plan ready. To explain further, Debbie brings Lou to a press conference featuring the famous actress Daphne. When asked about her outfit for the Met Gala, Daphne says she hasn't chosen a designer yet. At that moment, Lou realizes Debbie is targeting the fashion industry. The Met Gala is the biggest fashion event, and this year's theme is European royalty. Since Daphne needs a designer, they target Rose, who is a struggling artist with an outdated style. Despite heavy investments, Rose's fashion shows keep failing, so she is drowning in massive debt. Rose lives in despair and heavily drinks after every flop, but then Debbie and Lou show up. Through conversation, Rose opens up about her struggles, and Lou offers to solve everything. When Rose asks what they need, Debbie bluntly states that Rose must design Daphne's Met Gala dress. Hearing this, Rose is completely stunned, because she is a washed-up designer. Then Debbie begins to reveal the full plan, explaining that the necklace belonged to a European queen. Taking advantage of the royal theme, Debbie wants Daphne to wear the necklace on the red carpet. This creates the perfect opportunity to steal it, so they can take it in front of the whole world. Even though she is terrified, Rose is pressured by her debts, so she is forced to accept. A massive heist needs more than 3 people, thus Debbie tasks Lou with finding a hacker. Meanwhile, Debbie goes to meet an old jewelry contact named Amita. Debbie asks how long it takes to dismantle the necklace, and Amita immediately agrees to do it quickly after hearing the massive payout. Soon after, Lou recruits a hacker named 9 Ball. According to the plan, Rose meets another famous actress, and Debbie instructs her to hold the woman's hand. At that exact moment, Debbie takes a picture and publishes it with a fake article. When Daphne sees the news, she completely falls for the trick, so she contacts Rose and hires her. The first phase of the plan is officially a success. However, they still need someone who can make things vanish in plain sight. Debbie finds a street artist named Constance, who acts like a magician but is actually an expert pickpocket. Next, Debbie recruits Tammy, who initially refuses but changes her mind once she hears the details. Once the team is complete, Debbie gathers everyone and assigns roles. At the Met Gala, Daphne wears the diamond necklace. Rose convinces her. 9 Ball hacks the system. Constance steals the necklace. Tammy handles logistics, and Lou manages the fencing. Since she is on parole, Debbie only orchestrates things from afar. The next task is creating a replica of the necklace to swap it out. Rose and Amita visit the main Cartier gallery, but they are forced to do it in person because there is no digital data available. At the gallery, they demand to see the necklace, which prompts the staff to bring out the manager. At first, he refuses for security reasons, but Rose cleverly argues that having a superstar wear the necklace is a great promotion. Eventually, the manager agrees to take them down to the underground vault. Rose wears special scanning glasses, but the deep underground location blocks the signal, so she starts to panic. At that moment, Amita suggests bringing the necklace out into the light, claiming they need to see how it shines during the daytime. The manager agrees, and the glasses immediately catch a signal outside. Rose carefully observes the necklace from all angles, while 9-Ball remotely builds the 3D model. The scanning process finishes quickly, and the duo safely leaves the gallery. The next day, Constance sneaks into the museum, steals a cleaner's ID card, and gives it to 9-Ball. Thanks to this, 9-Ball disguises herself and infiltrates a security meeting to plant a mini listening device. She learns the system is undergoing an upgrade, which makes Debbie extremely excited because upgrades mean vulnerabilities. Later that night, 9-Ball hacks a security guard's personal computer by luring him to a fake website. After breaching the system, 9-Ball maps out all the cameras in the museum, but she discovers there are no blind spots. Debbie requests a long enough blind spot to act, and 9-Ball promises to deliver. Meanwhile, Tammy gets a job at the organizing magazine. She scans the entire guest list and sends it to 9-Ball, while Debbie adds Claude's name to an empty seat next to Daphne. The following day, 9-Ball manipulates the cameras to create a 3-meter blind spot right in front of the restroom. Tammy handles the catering department, so she easily sneaks Lou in as a chef and Amita as a kitchen worker. On the morning of the event, the diamond necklace is delivered to Daphne, and she gets so emotional that she tears up. Rose asks Daphne to try it on, but she discovers she cannot unclasp it. The Cartier agents explain that the necklace requires a special proprietary magnet to open. Despite her panic, Rose quickly regains her composure. She asks the staff to remove the necklace in front of her, and she secretly films the whole process to send to Debbie. Upon seeing the video, Debbie gets incredibly stressed because this is a fatal flaw in her plan. Luckily, 9-Ball comes up with an idea, and her sister quickly crafts an identical magnet. Later in the evening, the Met Gala officially begins, and Daphne arrives wearing the dazzling diamond necklace. Rose and the Cartier agents stay close to her, while 9-Ball monitors everything from a van outside. Everyone is finally in position. Daphne tours the museum's rare jewelry exhibit, and then she returns to her table. Soon, Claude appears, and Daphne is overjoyed because they are secretly dating. During service, Lou secretly spikes Daphne's food with a chemical in plain sight. Because she is busy, Daphne eats very fast, and soon she feels sick and rushes toward the restroom. At that exact moment, Constance locks all the stalls except the target one, while Debbie stands guard outside. Daphne's condition worsens, so she ignores her image and throws up violently. A Cartier agent tries to follow her, but Debbie stops him by claiming it is a ladies' room. Constance poses as a museum worker and steps in to assist Daphne, easily unclasping the necklace without being noticed. Suddenly, a waiter walks by with a food tray, so Debbie pushes him into the blind spot. This allows Constance to drop the necklace onto the tray, and the waiter remains completely unaware. When the tray reaches the kitchen, Amita immediately grabs the necklace and begins dismantling it. Meanwhile, an exhausted Daphne steps out of the stall. The Cartier agents panic when they realize the necklace is missing, so they lock down the event and question Daphne. Claude confirms he was with her and saw nothing unusual. The security team holds all the guests for inspection, but nobody has the necklace. 9-Ball notices a guard heading toward the kitchen while Amita is still inside, so she alerts Debbie. Debbie signals Tammy, who pulls out the fake necklace she hid in her pants and drops it into a nearby vase. The agents breathe a sigh of relief when they find the necklace, and they allow the event to continue. In the meantime, Amita successfully breaks the real necklace down into smaller pieces. Constance smuggles them out, and Debbie distributes the pieces to every team member. On her way out, Debbie bumps into Claude. He is a bit surprised, but she just ignores him. Once the event ends, every group member wears a piece of the necklace, and they safely walk out of the museum. Afterward, the Cartier agents return the recovered necklace to the vault, but the manager instantly realizes it is a fake. Because the necklace is highly insured, an investigator named John is brought in. John interrogates the agents and checks the drains, but he finds absolutely no clues. He also questions Daphne and Claude, but he still doesn't find any solid evidence. When he reviews the security footage, John spots Debbie, and he suspects her because he knows her criminal past. John confronts Debbie directly, but she denies everything and redirects his suspicion toward Claude. Since he lacks solid evidence against Claude, John is forced to release Debbie, but she promises to provide proof later. Later in the evening, the team gathers to discuss selling the diamonds, but suddenly Daphne shows up. In a shocking twist, Daphne is actually the 8th member of the team, and even the other 7 girls had no idea. Daphne admits she figured out the plan early on because Rose's acting was too obvious. The secret recording made her certain a heist was happening. The stomachache was unexpected. but Daphne fully realized what was going on when Constance unclasped the necklace. However, she chose to stay quiet to insert herself into the game. Debbie is forced to let Daphne join because Daphne could easily call the cops and ruin everything. Splitting the money 8 ways is definitely better than going to prison. Still, they need a scapegoat to close the case before they can sell the diamonds, and Debbie reveals she already has a target. As planned, Daphne spends the night with Claude. The next morning, Daphne finds the suit Claude wore to the gala, and she pulls out a small piece of the diamond necklace. Debbie secretly slipped it into his pocket during their intentional collision. Daphne photographs the piece and sends it to Debbie, who forwards it to John. With solid proof in hand, John immediately arrests Claude. Claude doesn't understand what is happening, and he has to call his lawyer because he cannot prove his innocence. Eventually, Debbie's motive for targeting Claude is revealed. Years ago, they were lovers and partners in art theft, but Claude pinned all the blame on Debbie when they got caught. This betrayal sent her to prison for 5 years while he walked free, so Debbie spent her entire sentence planning this revenge. With the thief arrested, the case is officially closed. The team starts selling the jewelry, but they feel a bit disappointed because the final payout is lower than expected. Suddenly, Debbie drops a massive bombshell on the group. She reveals she didn't just steal the diamond necklace. While the security system was upgrading, Debbie and another old partner secretly swapped all the real jewelry in the museum with fakes. Nobody noticed a thing. The total value of the stolen goods is actually $350 million, causing the whole team to burst into joy. A few months later, each member enjoys a wealthy and stable life in their own way. The movie ends there.